Hello, my name is Jim Vegan. I'm pastor of Orangeburg Lutheran Church in Orangeburg, South Carolina. I'm also the co-convener of our Synod's Global Mission Companion Synod Network. Our Synod is blessed to have 3 companion churches or dioceses on 3 different continents on God's good earth. In a moment, you will hear from our Synod coordinator for each of these 3 relationships. But first, I want to briefly tell you about a new initiative our Global Mission Network is encouraging each and every congregation of our Synod to participate in. We would like each congregation to choose one of our 3 companion churches or dioceses for your congregation to relate to in a special way. We would still like for you to relate to the other 2 as well, as the opportunities and needs arise. But we want you to choose one to relate to in a special way, to pray for, and perhaps if some very special need comes up from there, the coordinator could be in contact with you about that to see if you can help. This will be explained in more detail in the letter which will accompany this CD. So please read the letter, pray about your decision, and then choose a first and a second choice for which church or diocese you would like to relate to. Now let me introduce Bonnie Booknight, who will speak to you about the Japan Evangelical Lutheran Church, Kathy Milacek, who will speak about the Southwest Diocese of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Tanzania, and Mark Sonelia, who will speak about the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Colombia.
Minasan, konnichiwa. Hello everyone. Greetings from our sister synod, the Japan Evangelical Lutheran Church. I'm Bonnie Bocknight, the new coordinator for the JELC and the South Carolina Synod. Before I begin, I'd like to take a moment to thank Jerry and Janice Livingston for many, many years of faithful service to the JELC and the South Carolina Synod. Earlier this spring, 8 of us, representing the South Carolina Synod, left Colombia Airport for a whirlwind tour of churches, historic sites, and earthquake-damaged areas in Japan. We visited Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and Kumamoto. We saw needs from GIN, an orphanage, home for the elderly, and home for the deaf and blind, to Kumamoto, a city still recovering from the devastating earthquake on April 14, 2016 that destroyed or severely damaged historic sites including Kyushugakuin, Kumamoto Castle, Kumamoto Lutheran Church, and the Lutheran Retreat Center. We met 6 girls from the Kwasui High School in Nagasaki, who are members of a peace club. This club holds an annual peace conference that is attended by high school students from many other countries, including the United States. We returned home after 11 days, tired, a little bit jet-lagged, but our hearts full. We worshiped together, we prayed together, we laughed together, we cried together. We became family. We learned a lot about our 124-year history with Japan that all started on an Easter Sunday in 1893 in Saga, Japan.
Jambo, I'm Kathy Milacek. I share the Companion Synod co-chair duties for Tanzania with Pastor Charles C. Strunk. Tanzania is located on the east coast of Africa, and the Southwestern Diocese is located in the Southern Highlands. Its rural mountain location makes communication and transportation difficult at best. The South Carolina Synod began its companion relationship with the Southwestern Diocese in Tanzania in 2003. Our covenant together simply states that we are to recognize each other as sisters and brothers joined under the redeeming cross of Christ. Strengthened and upheld by grace of God, we will journey together to seek to know, love, and serve Jesus Christ and one another. We are striving in our relationship with the Southwestern Diocese to work within the perimeters of the accompaniment model as outlined by the ELCA. So as we journey on the rough roads within the diocese, we are assisting them in meeting their church and faith goals. One of our major projects is assisting them in building a college. The diocese is burdened with ways to teach life skills and to provide higher education for their youth. The diocese has realized that they need to educate their own to survive in this world. This project is one of the goals of the Growing God's Mission campaign. I am happy to announce that though the building is not completed, classes have begun at the college. Another one of our joint projects, which is a life-sustaining project, is that of assisting to provide safe water in areas of needs in the diocese. The concept of safe drinking water is new to the diocese. Young children and elderly ladies no longer have to walk great distance to fetch water. Women do not have to boil water before use, and villagers are no longer getting sick from unsafe water. We have just begun with this project, but you can already see the results and the impact on their lives. With the mission team experiences, we try to spend as much time together with the villagers. Sunday is always a full day of worshiping. We have started a companion church-to-church program. This program partners a church in our synod with a church in the diocese. Our pilot program has 3 churches who have committed themselves to the covenant of learning to know, serve, and love Jesus Christ and each other in a church-to-church relationship. Is your congregation interested in such a relationship? In an effort to visit as many villages as possible, we visit the primary schools. We try to encourage the children to stay in school and do well in their studies. We dedicate and distribute uniforms and pencils that are made available through the Gifts of Hope program. One of our favorite activities is to host a vacation Bible school. This is a wonderful time to interact with children. Can you imagine having 400 children at your vacation Bible school? Teams who have medical team experience members often work with the clinic staff when possible to share knowledge and clinic treatment ideas. Another ministry that is tied to the clinic activities is our home health visits. Team members visit shut-ins and bring personal hygiene kits for their home care. We have been working with the women's group to provide care for the orphans, sewing machines for sewing school graduates, introducing a farming support program, and educational support for the children. Gifts of Hope helps with many of these programs. As you can see, we are very busy with the activities in the Southwestern Diocese. Our most important role is to pray for each other. We have had prayer opportunities for brothers and sisters in the Southwestern Diocese recently. We had a fire that destroyed 2 of the girls' dormitories. We also had the first planting of crops lost to the drought that is plaguing East Africa. If your congregation, small group, or you as an individual want to become involved in ways with the activities of the Southwestern Diocese, please let me know. Asante Sana, that is, thank you very much to all who have been a part of this ministry. Bwana Asafawe. Praise the Lord.
Hola, my name is Pastor Mark Cernelia. I'm the coordinator for our newest companion synod relationship with La Iglesia Evangélica Luterana de Colombia, the Lutheran Church of Colombia. 80 years ago, missionaries from Canada and Minnesota went to a remote part of Colombia and established their first mission there. From that, the church has grown to 1,700 members in 22 congregations and missions. They are spread out mostly in the central part of Colombia, which is a huge country, very diverse, with mountains, the Amazon rainforest basin, and coasts along the Pacific and Caribbean. This is Juan Valdez, the international symbol for Colombia, a reminder that their greatest crop is coffee. The Lutheran Church in Colombia, in addition to its congregations and its missions, has 4 Lutheran schools and also has ministries with displaced persons, especially single mothers and children, and 2 ministries with the elderly. They have one deaf ministry in Bogota. I mentioned displaced persons because of the population of Colombia, which is about 40 million, about 10% of the country, 4 million, have been displaced by the internal violence that's been raging for the past 50 years. Fortunately, now there are peace talks that have made much progress between the government and the rebels, and that makes it safe to go to Colombia for a visit. So the main thing that the church there would like from us is for us to come and see them, to learn their context, to overcome some of the stereotypes that are commonly expressed about Colombia, and really get to know the people. They are wonderful people, very hospitable, and very enjoyable to be with. In the spirit of accompaniment, they have provided us already with 3 missionaries from Colombia here to South Carolina to help us grow our own Spanish language ministries here in the state. In addition, the people are very concerned about ecology and about human rights. So it's great to be able to visit them and learn from them. It's only a 4-hour flight from the United States to Bogota, so we invite you to come and meet the people there and learn about their ministries.
I hope you enjoyed our whirlwind tour to 3 of our companion churches and dioceses, and that you've learned something about them all. So again, I encourage you to gather together as a congregational council or as small groups within your congregation and mutually decide a first and a second choice of a companion synod to relate to in a special and deeper way than perhaps it's possible to relate to all 3. So thank you so much, and we'll look forward to hearing from you all. God bless.